This looks like we're going to part number 3, I guess. So got the fuselage all glued up. The Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue is my friend. Me and the Gorilla, we go way back. I love that stuff. So anyways, as you can see, glued up. Stayed pretty clean. I don't care if it bleeds out on the inside. Extra strength. I say extra strength. Give me extra strength. Tylenol, that is. This shit gives me a headache. Okay, that's where the wing screw mounts, you know, whatever they are. Whatever these things are that the factory gives you. The glues they glue in and they fall out when you fly, apparently. So look at that. I drilled a bunch of holes in there. Slathered that sucker with a bunch of Gorilla. Slathered that with a bunch of Gorilla. You know, Gorilla Glue, it don't let go. I also went in there with my little pokey tool right here and poked a bunch of holes. Just poked them everywhere like that. That's going to let that Gorilla Glue get in there, bite. I don't think you can hurt it any worse than it's already done, right? Gorilla Glue will fill in every one of those little holes. Anyways. Then Gorilla Glue's main ingredient, the activator, water. Spray it. Don't say it. Spray it. And then, shit. Sorry for the crazy video here. I'm kind of doing it one-handed. And then I just ram a jam of those things right on in there. As you can see, water spews out. Gorilla Glue stays in. Get the other one on the back. Those are never, ever, ever coming out of there unless a big chunk of foam comes with it. Those are in there for good. Those, you know, that's funny because just they're so proud of these little pieces they put in there with the metal threads and the screws that are never going to come out. It's going to hold your wing so tight, yet they glue it in there with the worst glue in the world that doesn't even hold. I just couldn't believe it. I don't know if you've seen the video I made of me pulling this thing out of the mud. But, you know, the nose got a little bit wrinkled. The battery hatch did get, whoa shit. The battery hatch did take it pretty bad. I guess it was like that. So I gotta glue that back together yet. It goes like that. Somewhat. So I got to glue the battery hatch. You can see the pilot ejected. This little guy right here, he ejected. So I got to put him back in there too, I guess. He was a trooper. He ejected upon impact. Canopy's around here somewhere. And what do you think? I'm thinking 4-blade prop. 4-blader. Yeah, it's an E-flight prop, but I had this prop on my T-28 and it just rips. And I kind of like a 4-blade prop better than a 3-blader. 4 blades. Anyways, that's going to require a 4-bladed spinner. Don't got one. The 3-bladed spinner, it's kind of yeah, I'm not sure yet. So, okay. Got those glued in. Oh, jeez. Look at the Gorilla Glue's coming right up out of the screw holes. Maybe I ought to ram some bolts down in those just for shit'll sake. Yeah, why not? That's one thing about Gorilla Glue, it's coming. It comes and it comes and it comes again. I can always take those out. I may not be able to get them back in. Wanted to give you all the update on the P47 I got from Dave's RC. I wanted the wings to be a little brighter, and I'm going to put some invasion stripes on. I'm going to change it up a little bit. So I kind of went over the wings, sanded them down, put some, I'm trying to do it the right way, and I put some of this stuff, polyacrylic protective finish. And once you put some coats of that, you can sand it smooth, because the wing did have some it did have some popcorning or whatever, you know what foam does. I kind of wanted to smooth it out a little bit, so I put some of that polyacrylic on there. I'm going to wet sand it out a little bit, make it look a little smoother. Also filled in some little nicks and dings, nothing major. Like I said, it was pretty good. I think Dave said he only flew it 10 times. I Gorilla Glued the retracts in because they were a little bit loose. He had a couple hard landings or something on those, but I tightened them up, tested them, everything works just like he said. Okay, I should be able to get these screws out, hopefully. So yeah, I don't know if you can see how shiny. But anyways, that's going to get repainted silver, and I'm going to put some invasion stripes on it. Invasion stripes across here. Should look pretty badass. I don't have a plane with invasion stripes, and I've always wanted one. And then on the fuselage, things are looking pretty good. I can't decide if I'm going to repaint the fuselage or not, because I don't want to. It's a lot of work. But just kind of tuned it up a little bit. Been thinking about painting it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that. Just trying to, while the polyacrylic was drying, I wanted to do some work on this. Kind of get it tuned up. And definitely get these things glued back in. I don't think they're ever coming out of there again. I'm just going to let that stuff get nice and sticky, gooey, dry. Trim it all up so the wing fits on there nicely again. Another thing I wanted to point out on this thing. So, this plane had some weird problems. The retracts. After I hooked it all up to the receiver and stuff, the retracts would just like extend on their own. The flaps would come down by themselves. I think it's all due to this. They kind of have this like it's the best thing in the world. Everything plugs into it. I don't know. I don't care for this. That shit's coming out. Don't like that one bit. I'm absolutely positive that was the reason the reach tracks are coming down by themselves. Or not going up when you hit the switch. You know, when you hit a switch, I want things to happen. I don't want to have to sit there and go, what the heck is going on now? I want it to work. And I honestly, I don't know. I can deal with a couple Y harnesses, and I mean, there had to be Y harnesses on there anyways. So, that's coming out. As you can see, it's already out. And probably going to go right in the trash can, because that's what it is. Other than that, it's going to be a beautiful weekend. I think it's going to be a flying weekend. Won't be flying my pits because still got to do some work on the replacing the servos and the wings. Same with Dave. Dave had to do that too. Definitely going to fly the Red Bull. He's you know, a little weathered, but this plane flies so awesome. And you know, that retract problem, I got the same problem with that T-28. It does the same thing. The retracts don't want to work. And I'm almost guessing there's one of them little circuit boards in that thing. There's my P-51 back there. That thing flies so awesome. Love that plane. There's my Ultimate. As you can